Hey guys, Michael J. Crawford here, and welcome to part one of my Daredevil Born Again musical extravaganza. Yes, you heard that right. You see, I figured that a gritty, brutal, incredibly graphic crime and legal drama like Daredevil deserves a musical treatment. Because why not? Now, I want to explain before we get started how each episode of this review is going to break down. Number one, I am going to give a brief spoiler-free spoken review. After that, we will get into the spoiler-heavy musical review. So, if you want to see the show before you get spoilers, don't listen to anything once the music starts. However, if you don't care about spoilers, or if you've already seen the show, then listen on and you can get my opinions on the show in the format of various musical numbers, which will either be an incredibly novel way of doing a review or just plain stupid, one of the two. Now, I also want to, before I get started in episode one here, to explain just for a second about my personal history with Daredevil. While many of you know, I was a comic book collector, mostly in the 70s and 80s, and I do have a few Daredevil issues in my collection, including the death of Elektra, and, I'm very proud to say, Daredevil #1. However, I am not really a Daredevil fan as far as the comic books are concerned. Honestly, he's just borderline on a little too dark and gritty for my tastes in comics. The Netflix series, however, is a whole different ballgame. I was a huge fan of the Netflix series from day one. I thought that Charlie Cox's portrayal of Daredevil was incredible. And I also, by the way, think it was far superior than Ben Affleck's portrayal of the character. I also really like Vincent D'Onofrio's portrayal of Kingpin. So the idea of them coming back for a revival series is very exciting to me, and I'm very much looking forward to it. This is also, I think, a genuine test to see where is Marvel going in the future. Because Marvel, it's no big secret, has been struggling a little bit since Infinity War. Some of their movies, I think, have been really good. Others, not so much. And well, this show is really the first show produced after Kevin Feige ordered a halt to pretty much all production. And in the case of Daredevil, they had actually finished principal photography. And then they reshot the entire series after rewriting the entire story. There are characters that are in this show that never appeared in the original version. So it'll be really interesting to see how this plays out. Is this going to tell us where Marvel is going moving forward? I hope that it'll be a good thing. Right now, I would say it's a little too early to tell. So I genuinely believe that how this show plays out will hopefully be an indicator as to whether or not Marvel is heading into a second golden era, or if maybe more retooling is necessary. So, what about episode 1? Here comes the spoiler-free review. Overall, I thought it was good. Was it mind-blowingly great? No, which I have to say, it's unfair, but that's a little bit of a disappointment. Good for me at this point just wasn't good enough. I wanted it to be great because the original Daredevil series was truly great. I think that it was heavily bogged down in, quite frankly, as you will hear in the musical portion, by the characterization of one character in particular. That being said, I did think it was good. It was solid. And it can easily become a great series as time goes on, or it just might fall flat on its face, depending on how heavy-handed they decide to get with the messaging of this show. I also need to say one other thing. Some of what feels like very heavy-handed messaging is purely coincidental. You see, much of the messaging that I think that many people, including myself, are pulling from this opening episode is based on, well, honestly, news events that have happened within the last couple of months. And yet, well, one of the main characters in this series, the actor passed away over a year ago. And so it is entirely unlikely that any of that was pre-planned. It's just a coincidence that some of the messaging seems to be, well, very on the nose and heavy-handed, when in fact, it just happens to be that life imitated art in this case. So while I am a little harsh on this episode for some of its political-based messaging, I'm hoping that as time goes on with the series, that dissipates. Only time will tell, of course, but for now, I think Daredevil got a good, solid start. But you didn't come here to listen to me ramble on. You came to hear me sing.
Karen Foggy and Matt Murdock walk into a bar for a new plot thread. Then Bullseye shows Karen blows and Foggy is shot dead. Well, Matt fights Bullseye, who throws about 20 knives into Matt's chest and feet. They meet on the roof and fight some more till Matt tosses Bullseye down to the street. Matt's old friend Cherry sees his face, and he cannot believe his eyes. What I can't believe is after that crash landing, Bullseye is still alive. Daredevil, born again. Watch him run on roofs and jump. Oh, and by the way, if you did not notice, Kingpin is now Donald Trump. Fisk is running for mayor. No one remembers his bad deeds back then. He runs on the original, totally not stolen slogan of make New York great again. Karen is back, she shows in court to see Bullseye go down. She talks to Matt for about 20 seconds, then decides to again leave town. Daredevil, quit being a hero. He no longer runs on roofs to jump. Oh, and in case you did not notice, Wilson Fisk is now just Donald Trump. Fisk. Meet up and sit down for a cup of nice hot Joe. They reminisce while measuring piss and talk about how they miss the old show. Fisk then wins the mayor's race. Wait a minute, man, that went really stupid fast. With his crime boss history and legal ties with Matt, it is amazing no one remembered his past. Don't get me wrong, the show is good, even if it hits a few speed bumps. I like it overall, but I wish that Kingpin was not just Donald Trump. Will the show be great? Hard to say. I look forward to watching on, but for now, sit back and thank my friends on Patreon. Sean Gatlone, Twinkle Teachers, Leighton Kresman, Lee Crystal, Laura Finney, Thomas Potts, 27 Yorktown, Roll Hash, Shiha Daisuke, Firetail, T Stoney, Indie Tiger, Captain Fandom Nerd.